then here it has to be, because I got full of this morning.
Finish off, we have one more thing to do.
I better what?
In 7-4.
So he said right.
So then that goes okay? So 7-4 homeworks are due on Friday. Here we go. We are gonna sketch this. This is review. Because we did it earlier. So we know that we need to put in asymptotes and intercepts and holes. This problem obviously will have no holes because how do you get holes? You have to cancel, right? And this one, there will be no factoring, so there will be no canceling. So there's no holes. Okay. What do I have? I don't have any holes, but what do I have? I have a vertical asymptote at x equals -1/8. Why do I have a vertical asymptote at x equals -1/8? Can someone tell me that?
Because of the denominator equals out to
What makes the denominator equal 0, right? So I'm missing Lockhart. Elijah's here. Pat. All right, so I'm asking at -1/8 vertical. Do I have a horizontal asymptote? Where is it? X or Y equals 7/8. Yep. Because that comes from here. Do I have a y-intercept? Yes. I'll plug in 0 and yet -2.
How would you do that?
Do I have an x-intercept? Yep. That comes from the numerator. What would make the numerator 0? 2 sevenths?
2 sevenths, yeah.
So I got everything in there that I need. Can I draw a picture? I got this point and this point. I think I can draw that. And then I'm not gonna forget that I also have this. So I heard somebody say it's a version of the reciprocal function. All of these are. Okay? All right. Now we're moving to 7-5.
How do you get the y-intercept again?
Let x be 0. That's how I was trying y-intercept.
For the numerator?
You let all the x's be 0 to get the y-intercept.
So 7-4 is good for it.
Yes.
So 8 times 0 equals 1.
It's just -2 over 1.
Oh.
Okay. Now we're moving on to linear programming, which I know you did this last year too. So what linear programming is sometimes referred to as maximization or optimization. Because when we do a linear programming problem, our goal is usually to find the maximum or minimum of something. So usually maximum profit, minimum cost. That's usually how it works. Let's see what's going on in this problem. Johnson is producing fertilizer with nitrogen and phosphorus. They need at least 180 units of nitrogen, 90 units of phosphorus. Supplier has 2 grams of fertilizer. Brand A, da da da, brand B, da da da. Johnson's Produce can pay at most $800 for the fertilizer. How many bags of each brand should be purchased to minimize cost? Okay. So first thing I want you to do is to fill in that little chart at the bottom. The chart is not going to be the answer or even part of the answer, but the chart helps you organize all that information in the problem. So, let's see if we can do that. All right, so we have nitrogen, phosphorus, and cost. Bring edit, and we total. All right, so here we go. We need at least 180 units of nitrogen. Where is that 180
Total.
gonna go?
Total. Top of row.
It's gonna go nitrogen total. Where is the 90 gonna go?
Phos in total.
Total phosphorus. Right? 2 brands of fertilizer. Brand A costs $10 a bag. Brand A has 4 units of nitrogen and 1 unit of phosphorus. So you see what I'm doing here? Just kind of organizing. Brand B costs $5 a bag and has 1 unit of each nutrient. Johnson's Produce can pay at most $800.
Less than or equal to.
So, what?
Less than or equal to.
So, yes, so my cost has to be less than or equal to 800. Agreed?
Yeah.
All right. So my job is hopefully to come up with a number that is less than 800, even less than 800. All right. So I'm gonna minimize my cost. And my cost is gonna be 10. I'm gonna use X and Y instead of A and B. It doesn't matter. You can use either one, but I'm gonna be graphing it. So 10X plus 5Y. That is my cost that I'm minimizing. And I need that to come out to be less than 800. Or I'm in trouble. All right, let's see what I can get it to come out to be. Now I'm gonna graph it. Now, the things that I am going to graph are called the constraints. And they are gonna come from your chart. We know that 4X plus Y has to be greater than or equal to 180. How do I know that? What do I know about nitrogen?
Nitrogen.
The total.
At least 180. So however many I get from brand A, plus however many I get from brand B has to add up to be greater than or equal to 180? Would everyone agree with that?
Yes.
All right. What about this one? What does this one say? X plus Y has to be greater than or equal to 90? I'm gonna do some shading. Those are big numbers. Let's use a scale of 10. So I'm using a scale of 10 to graph these things. So when I graph, I like to cover up one letter at a time. So if I cover up my X, Y is 180, okay? And if I cover up my Y,
90.
X is 45. then I'll just connect those two dots with a straight line. My lines are never very straight, but it's a straight line. And you can shade, I'm not going to because it makes my board even messier, but where would the shading be? Since it's greater than or equal to 180,
The red.
the shading's gonna be out here. All of this is shaded. Right? And I'll use a different color on this one here. So if I cover up X, Y is 90. If I cover up Y, X is 90. And I'll connect those dots. And where is that shaded? I'll go to. So right now, would you agree that we are looking at this area, all this area right out here?
Yeah,
Okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look at the corners of that region. So remember, I'm in quadrant 1 because I didn't write it down, but would you agree X and Y have to both be positive? I can't buy negative fertilizer. So that's why the grid is automatically set up for you, just quadrant 1. So you're shading all this in. This is a corner piece of the shading, 0, 180. This is a corner piece of the shading, I don't know what that is. And this would be a corner piece of the shading, 90, 0. Would everybody agree with that? That if I shade all this, the corners would be here, here, and here?
Yeah.
Now I need to find that corner. Now there's no way on my grid that I can do that. You might be able to tell, but the best way to do it is to solve this system. So 4x plus y equals 180, and x plus y equals 90. So if I do elimination, it looks like x is 30. Everybody keeping up with me? Follow what I just did?
Yeah.
And if x is 30, then y has to be 60. Now if you can tell, if you are 100% sure, because your graph is so good, then you don't need to do that. I'm gonna have to do that every time, because my graph is never going to be good. So now I have those 3 points. Now what does that mean? That means that I'm either gonna buy no A's and 180 B's, I'm gonna buy 90 A's and no B's, or I'm gonna buy 30 A's and 60 B's. And the lowest value wins, because I know this is what I'm paying. So 10 X's and 5 Y's would be what? What's 5 times 180? I should know that. Is that 900?
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah, it's on
Right, so that's gonna be
That would be-
900.
900.
And that can't work, because remember, I only have $800.
Yeah.
All right, so 90, oh Lord, that's not gonna work. That's also 900.
Oh.
Oh boy, I hope this works.
It does.
30 times 10 plus 5 times 60. So what are you gonna tell this company to do?
You sell 30 A's and 60
You're
B's.
gonna do 30 type or bag A, type A, and 60 type B, and it's gonna end up costing you $600 instead of $800. Okay?
So,
Do you remember doing these last year, or sometime?
Yeah, but then like, would you write your answer as like just like $600, or would you write like?
No, you would write, let's read the question, how many bags of each brand? So you would
30
say 30 bags of A, 60 bags of B, and it probably isn't bad just to include for a cost of $600. Probably not bad to include that, but the question is how many A's and B's? So 60 bags of A, or 30 bags of A, 60 bags of B. Good question. All right, I gotta erase this obviously to start again, so we okay? All right, here we go. While I am erasing, why don't you start filling in your chart? See if you can fill in.
This board,
Yes.
where are these lines on the side for?
Well, oh, that's, I put them there for you to write your constraints in. Like the 4x plus y greater than or equal to 180.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just
Are
read
we
it.
about to have a test, Ms. Ford?
Huh?
Are we about to have a test?
Yeah, we'll be having a test in the not too distant future, yeah.
Not this week, right? Nah.
Be probably in about a week, would be my guess.
Yes. Yeah. Did your school have seniors house? What?
No, we were
Senior assessment's like a
children.
new thing.
That game is ridiculous.
So fun.
Stocky. You too stocky.
Okay, come on, you're filling in your chart while I'm setting things up here. All right, tell me what you wrote here. What did you write in this top line? 8, 2, and 24? What did you write in the middle line? 6?
2, 8, 30.
2, 8, 30. And what was the cost? 2,000 and 4,000? And we are minimizing cost again. So if you are certainly welcome to use A's and B's, I'm gonna use X's and Y's again. So my cost is gonna be 2,000 X plus 4,000 Y. All right, now what am I gonna be graphing? All right, so what are my constraints then? AX plus 2Y has to be greater than or equal to 24. If I need 24, then I can't have less than 24. I have to have 24 or more. And then X plus Y is greater than or equal to 6. And 2X plus 8Y is greater than or equal to 30. I did not read the question carefully. I took someone's word for it. Does this look okay to everybody before I get into the middle of it? Okay. Now, you are free to include X and Y are positive because those are certainly implied. You can't make negative paper. So when I set the grid up, that was given, that's given. All right, so let me get my colors out here, let's start graphing. Okay, I think this time I can use a regular scale, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, here we go. If I cover up X, Y is 12. If I cover up Y, X is 3. Connect them with a sort of straight line. And where is that shaded?
To the right.
To the right. To the right. I'm not gonna shade because my board's already a mess, but we're out to the right of that green line. Alright? Now, next equation. X and Y would both be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect those. And that one is also shaded out.
Yup.
Oh no.
There you go.
Yeah, I need it to go all the way out to 15. If I didn't give you enough grid, you can extend it, just like I'm doing. You can extend it. What is 30 divided by 8?
3.75.
3.75?
All the way. That's why you said any air ball.
Butt hat.
Yeah, so is it anything in that little?
You know, where are we shaded? I'm gonna read my problem again and make sure. But I need 24 tons, I need 6 tons, I need 30 tons, so these are all greater than or equal to. So where are they all shaded? And where every single one of those is shaded that way. So if I am that way of all of these lines, I am out here. Does that
Yeah.
make sense to you?
There's no less.
Yes, if the pink one were less than, then we would be right in here. Everyone with me?
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So now we gotta figure out where we're gonna have the smallest cost. So we could have 0, 12. We could have 15, 0. Or we could have these 2 points. And I don't know what they are. So this one is the intersection of pink and green. So 8x plus 2y equals 24, and x plus y equals 6. So that's going to give me one of my points. And then the other one is the intersection of pink and blue. So that'll be x plus y equals 6, and 2x plus 8y equals 30. So I am finding these points right here because they are corners of my feasible region, what's called my feasible region. And one of those points is going to be the answer to the question. All right, so here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna do elimination. You don't have to do elimination. You can do whatever flips your switch. I got 2,4 for that one. You're double checking my work. And I got 3, 3 for this one. Now again, depending on the problem, if you are very confident in your graph and you've would sketch very carefully, maybe use the straight edge to get a nice straight line. You might be able to tell these from your graph. I don't trust myself at all, so I'm doing it algebraically. I know they're right when I do it that way.
Should I get 2, 4, and 3, 3 again? The points, the original points right there.
I solved the
That's,
system.
yeah, she did that.
No, I know how you get that 2, 3, but how did you get the ones to the left, like the ones you already had, 2, 4, and 3, 3?
No, I just put those up there. Those are the ones I just found.
Oh.
I got
Just found them by
X is
doing
2, and that meant Y was 4.
Oh,
And then I got Y
yeah,
is 3.
you plugged it back in, keep the Y.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's
Just like you do with regular substitution. All right, here we go. I have, my answer is one of those. I want to minimize the cost. So 0, 12.
Nope.
So 4,000 times 12.
48,000.
48,000.
Must be less than.
I don't think it gave me a less
I
than.
know, it didn't.
All right, and then, 2,000 times 15.
$30.
All right, so far that's the winner. 2 times 2,000
6,000.
plus 4
wait, no.
times 4,000 is 20,000.
Oh, yeah, that's the one right there.
And then 2,000 times 3 plus 4,000 times 3, that one's 18,000.
3 tons of A. 3 tons of A, 3 tons of B.
Okay. Watch your unit.
Tons.
No, it's not tons. A is a factory, right? And with hours, how many days, excuse me, how many days should each factory operate? So how many days should factory A operate?
Oh.
3. How many days should factory B operate? 3. So your answer is 3 days for factory A, 3 days for factory B. To produce the amount of paper we need at the minimum cost.
Did you get that wrong? Also, that's
So X is the number of days that it takes factory A and B, or Y is the number of days, to produce 24 tons of L paper. All right, you good there, folks? All right, one more. Here we go. While I'm erasing, you get started, fill in your chart.
I think it's the equation.
Why is my partner not filled in already?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you are on your own.
Oh, don't
Oh
you do
my
it.
god, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
No, you're good,
Okay,
man.
I gave you nothing.
I don't know what that is. I don't. Shut up.
Someone does not sound well.
It's
I hope you're
garbage.
okay.
I can feel this a lot in my neck when it comes.
What?
It's just nasty.
I was coughing down here.
It's disgusting.
How's that work? Come on, guys. Do the work. What?
Thank you, Aiden.
Kirby's.
That's not a funny joke.
That's not. Some people in here have it. That's not what joke around.
After watching that video of your dad, it was a real cemetery. I love that. I'm like, I love
You believe
really
it.
would throw you off.
Yeah.
Like I always watch like animated videos, but I always watch like commercials.
You know what? It's
when I'm like,
only found in one content.
I really, really
but it never told me to that video.
Malay?
No, Roaches and, oh, malaria, malaria.
What's happening in this problem?
It's a farm. Potatoes, corn.
We have potatoes and corn. We have potatoes and corn. So maybe
Bless you.
Thank you.
we'll put potato and corn right there.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Total.
Yeah, let's fix that in.
That's not what I did.
Whoa.
And then we'll put total here.
And then cost.
Yeah.
Cost is gonna go down here probably. What else do we need? What are some other things in the problem?
Acres.
Acre profit, profit.
Oh, wait, profit, so profit's gonna go here.
Yes, I don't know what card it's on. Profit minus, cost. So cost or profit?
So what is the cost?
Bless you.
Cost.
It's a mess.
This is the cost of the seeds, right? So
Yes.
seed cost.
Acre cost.
And then we have,
Cost of acre.
the number of acres.
Yep.
Alright, so let's see if this works. We might need to do some adjusting. But I am going to let X be the number of acres I plant in potatoes,
Okay.
and Y be the number of acres I plant in corn. And I know that altogether I only have 70 acres.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna say X, Y, and 70. So X is my potatoes, Y is my acres of corn, 70 is my total. So I know for one of my constraints, X plus Y has to be less than or equal to 70. Why is it less than or equal to?
Because that's how much it
Because
is.
I only got 70 acres, right?
Yup.
Okay, now, seed costs.
20,
I know it's
3,000.
20 for
20, 60,
potatoes, 60 for corn, and 3,000 total. So 20 X's plus 60 Y's less than or equal to 3,000.
Yeah.
And I will make $150 per acre.
For corn. That's for corn.
Now that's for potatoes.
Oh, you're right. Am I?
And corn is 50.
No, you're good.
And this time, I want to maximize, this is a maximum problem. I want to maximize my profit, which is 150 X's plus 50 Y's. Would you agree with that? So I think we got what we need. Now, clearly, X and Y are both positive. Can't plant negative acres. But I think we're ready to graph. On a scale of 10 again, maybe, would work best. So I'll use 10.
So 70 and 70 for the first
So
one.
my pink equation is gonna be, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70.
Just for,
Yeah.
wouldn't it just be greater than 0, not greater than or equal to 0?
No, you're
Can I
good.
plant no corn?
Yeah.
Third.
Next one's gonna
No
be
questions in that.
5 for what? If we, it's gonna be 15, 5. Or,
Just wait a second. Alright, so there's my pink one, and where is that shaded?
down.
Yeah, so I'm in the triangle.
Yeah.
Right now I'm in the triangle. Alright, so now I'm gonna put my blue one in.
15, 5.
So,
Oh, 150,
150.
5. And 150, 50.
Alright, you.
150.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro.
150. Watch this. Better.
And 50.
Yeah.
See that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know, dude. I said it 14.
No, I messed it up 14 times.
And where is that one shaded? Below also? So remember, you're shaded pink and blue. So I think this is where we're overlapping right here. So the corners of my overlapping area, which is called the feasible region, this is it right here.
Okay.
So I have 4 points again. One of them is the origin. One of them is 0.50. One of them is 70, and then I have my mystery point here. And if you're me, standing up here with no graph paper and not straight lines and just a
Solve the
mess,
system of the
you're gonna
equation.
solve the system. So x plus y is 70, 20x plus 60y is 3,000.
We point at X.
Why is this not a
40 plus 16, you find us 4.
Because
And you put back in Y, and then X equals 66. Oh wait, 40, my bad.
it's not higher.
X was 30.
Oh, it's because it's less than.
Also, keeps asking. Fans in this case.
Now, what is my objective again? One of those is my answer. What is my objective? To maximize my profit. So I'm looking for the highest number this time. Clearly, it's not going to be this one, because if I plant no potatoes and no corn, my profit will be 0. That is my minimum. I need my maximum. So what happens if I plant 30 and 40? Now remember, this is how you calculate your profit right here. So
4,500
150 times 30 plus 50 times 40. You get $6,500?
Yep.
Okay. 0.50,
2,500.
2,500. And, oh, we might have a winner there.
90,000.
10.5.
Oh, you're right.
So what are you going to advise this farmer to do? Plant all 70 acres in potatoes. Yep, you're gonna plant 70 acres of potatoes and no.
Does that mean 7.5?
Let's make 7.5 due on Monday. So they'll have to, yeah, do the same. We're gonna practice a little bit more here. So right now, find a partner
No, I know my
and let's work on these.
Hey, you did say that.
Start with the Coca-Cola problem.
I believe you.
I'll show you all the flow.
Oh, it's one of these.
Start with the Coke problem.
What is it?
Why do you have to go there?
Oh my God.
Okay, let's go, come on, let's see if we get this done. While you're doing that, I'm gonna hand out a little bit of review
Damn,
material.
Joe.
Bro, Joe, be a man, do it. Do it. If he told you,
He always, she's here the first time, that's fine.
Ah. That's cool.
Well, this objective quantity representation
What? It was him and
it's like the 20x plus.
Joe, come on. No, yes, we're doing this right now. Handing out. While you are working on the extra linear programming, I'm handing out some review material. 7.5 homework is due on Monday. Feel free to turn it in early if you wish.
So it's
Okay, so
This is review material,
20.
not for right consent.
So,
Twenty X plus 25
profit
Y.
with the max.
Or no,
So yeah.
That's this one.
My brain just.
3X plus 2Y has to be plus 20.
So color.
Maximum products are greater than Y. Unless they're
No.
4X plus 3Y is great less than or equal to 5. And then you got Darby, come back here. And then X. Those are two Now let's graph plus 2
Dan, what's for the objective?
20X plus 25. Yeah. Another graph. So that'll be 27Y. Wait, that's not even on the board. Oh yeah, that's after. I think it's like. Oh wait, what is it? Why not? Okay, and then H, right? Alright. Great thought.
Yeah.
Come over here, help us.
It's so low.
Divided by 6.
Oh, so that's. There we go.
Yes, it is. Yeah. H is greater or less than 5 divided by 4. So 18 plus 7.
That's got a big calculator.
Yeah.
Alright, now we gotta find the intersection.
Oh.
What do you think is better? The most like less error substitution.
You're good. 5. We're gonna do substitution. Wait, no.
Easy. What's easier?
No, it doesn't matter.
Get it right here. Boom. That shit's spin.
Or is that perfect?
See that?
Why is my mind?
was so stupid. I was starting her, but I was every time. It's like, I hear there's
Dude, we have no filter.
like, I started when I get out of the shower.
I mean, I guess it's just yeah, that's flashing. Thank you. Got it. So we need 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. We don't even need that.
He also like stitch it from the outside, stitch it from the inside, and then I actually he said that was the right. He's like, I guess.
So I guess you don't know.
He's like, with girls, he does a different one because of like self-conscious about himself. It's like,
That's a big what? I don't know what do we do wrong?
I don't know, what do you have?
So we had 12, our points are 12, 9, 27, 18, 25, 18.75.
Well, it's, you
Or, yeah.
mentioned, it's 18, 27, 18, 25, and 25.
Okay, how'd you
We
get
don't-
465?
We don't write the,
that's like to be met.
This point right here is 0.25.
yep, yep, yep.
That point is 0.27.
We're not writing the word pair.
I mean, it's
You're supposed to be writing your.
We're not writing like the,
We wrote the X and Y's together.
yeah,
No,
yeah, that's what we done.
This ordered pair.
That's what we just write the ordered pair, we don't
And that
write.
ordered pair and this ordered pair. Those are the
The only
formulas
ones we write are the ones that are ordered.
overlap shaded.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
I got that the company should make all 25, what is it, cases? 25 cases of vanilla Coke.
Oh, it's not real.
What did you get?
Yeah, that's right.
Does that look okay? Does anyone have a question about this one? I'm gonna erase it. Are we okay? Pat, and why's your coat on? Take it off, please, and then don't forget it. All right. One more. We got 6 minutes. Get one more done. Here we go. Get started while I'm erasing. We are parking problems.
So X plus Y. X plus. Because it says, you only said 150 columns in your parking lot. So X plus 5.
Oh, that's good.
That would be 25. This inside would be 25 columns. 25. You charge $25. He did
So, but it's gonna be,
and then
down here, it's a limit, so it has to be like 80 less than your kids.
But we don't have the
X plus Y is equal to
You only have a certain amount of less than cars, so less than weapons.
less than 260.
profit is 25%.
Yeah. Extra squad.
Yes.
I know.
So no, why is it gonna be 50? No, it's just 50. Yes, that's what I have. You could do 600.
What do you do?
So if you go less than 30,
Hold on, it is.
Everyone around here.
It's the point isn't on the graph. You just have to go
We all know it's you.
Yep.
The point's not on the graph.
And we go to this spot.
So you need to just extend it. Just like how it is, that will extend.
It's like fine-ish. So I was like, we have like that much time, yeah, like I have to like scurry.
Yes, he did. He thought he was so dumb. What's that?
Like I'm not on my views tomorrow.
I don't know, you were.
No, the worst case scenario is that.
He asked Abby.
It's
I mean, yeah. How do you get 20
Notice, I have rounded off because I can't have 0.2 buses. Why is the number of buses? I can't have 0.2, so I'm using 26.
Oh, 26?
Good job. I wanted to talk about the hair that you had. So play with that.
I know.
it's just like,
Yeah, why is it so often on?
You guys, you can extend your grid. You're big kids now. You can extend your grid. Maximum profit occurs at the point 0.26.
Oh, yeah, we
And
get
he
that.
gets $2,600. 7-4 due Friday, 7-5 due Monday. Tomorrow we will start reviewing. Yes.
That's not bad at all.
Would you set, would you set someone else for senior staff?
No.
What if we drive?
Now, I would help in a farm postal, but no, I will not, no, I'm not out of that. I'm not doing that.
Sit down.